Hey everyone, welcome back to Unorthodox Cricket. Now another pretty decent game of cricket in the World Cup last night between the West Indies and Afghanistan. Now both teams have already been knocked out of the tournament, but that didn't mean they didn't have a reason to come out and play some good cricket. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a quick look at that game and see how it played out. Secondly, we're going to take a look at tonight's massive game between Pakistan and Bangladesh and just see whether or not Pakistan can achieve what seems to be the impossible and qualify for the semi-finals. And then we're going to finish off by taking a look at who might be in the semi-finals and just see how those matchups might play out. Now, as we take a look at last night's game between the West Indies and Afghanistan, it was a dead rubber, but there was plenty to prove from both teams moving forward. So the West Indies batted first and scored 316 for 6, with Shai Hope top scoring with 77, closely followed by Evan Lewis on 58 and Nicholas Pooran, who also scored 58. Now, it was a pretty good innings from the West Indies. The only criticism I'd have would be of Shai Hope. Now, I think he's a player with a really bright future, but in terms of modern day one-day cricket, his strike rate is very low in the mid-70s, something you'd see in the early 90s. And for him to take his game to the next level, I think he's just got to tick over a few more singles and just up that strike rate into the late 80s, early 90s. As for the Afghanistani bowling, not much to speak of. One guy took 2 wickets, and then everyone else sort of chipped in with 1, and the spinners turned out to be the most economical. And in reply, Afghanistan started really well with Rahmat Shah scoring 62 at the top, and then at number 3, young Ikram Ali Khalil, hopefully I've pronounced his name correctly, scored an amazing 86. He's the 3rd youngest to score a World Cup 50 at the age of 18, so that's really exciting for Afghanistan moving forward. Now, unfortunately for Afghanistan, once these two parted, things sort of started to collapse pretty quickly. A couple of run-outs and some silly mistakes, and that really put a dent in their run chase. And in the end, they fell 23 runs short, with Khmer Roach taking 3 for 37 and Carlos Braithwaite taking 4 for 63. So that's the end of the World Cup for both West Indies and Afghanistan. Now, pretty disappointing overall for both these teams. I thought they might have both done a little bit better, but moving forward into the future, they've both got some really good potential in there. A lot of young players throughout both of these teams, and if they can be developed in the right way, they're going to be powerhouses in the future. Now, I think what I might do is make a video on each of these teams and what we can expect them to achieve in the future. Now, as we take a look at tonight's game between Pakistan and Bangladesh, Pakistan are faced with the mammoth task of trying to beat Bangladesh by over 300 runs to give them a sniff of qualifying for the semi-finals. Now, this has never been achieved in the history of ODI cricket, so I think Pakistan are going to have to win the toss, bat first and try and score 450 plus. Now, this is going to take some serious hitting from the whole team. There's absolutely no time to get in. Go out there with absolute freedom and just try and achieve the impossible. Now, in the unfortunate case that Bangladesh win the toss, I'd really hate it if they decided to bat first. I think Bangladesh should know that Pakistan need to put on at least 450. So for them, it would be a great challenge to go out there and know that you're going to be attacked from ball 1. I think it would be a really good learning opportunity for them, but also a good chance to bowl them out very cheaply as they know they need to chase those runs. But I'm pretty excited for this one. I'm really hoping Pakistan win the toss and bat. If they don't try and push the run rate from ball 1, I'm going to be very disappointed. The worst thing for me would be if Pakistan went out there, batted first, noodled it round, got to about 300 and they didn't really make an effort. For me, if Pakistan go out there and bat first and get bowled out for 50, so be it. I'd rather see them go and chase 450 than not put in the effort at all. And I think that would be the same for any Pakistan fans out there. So anyway, there's not much to say about this game. Pakistan need to go out there, pump it, hit plenty of 6s, hit plenty of 4s, put a massive total on the board and then really hope they can roll Bangladesh. I don't have a lot of hope for it, but I am excited to see how it plays out and just see the intent that the Pakistan batsmen come out with. Now, just finishing off today, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the probable semi-finals and how they're going to play out. So, in this first one, Australia versus New Zealand. A repeat of the 2015 World Cup final. Now, New Zealand really struggled in pool play against Australia, and they have for their last few games, so they're going to have to make some big changes to be even semi-competitive with Australia. For them to have a chance, they're going to have everyone firing and a complete turnaround to the last few games. In the other semi-final, I think it's going to be India versus England. Now this one's going to be absolutely huge. As we saw at the end of pool play, this was a really good game. India definitely had some work to be done there, and England are just starting to come back into form, so that one could really go either way. Now these semi-finals are based on predictions that Pakistan aren't going to beat Bangladesh by 300 tonight. Also, Australia are going to beat South Africa, and India are going to beat Sri Lanka. Now I think these will be the semi-finals. However, if Australia do lose to South Africa or India lose to Sri Lanka, it's going to be a New Zealand-India semi-final or an Australia-England semi-final. But they are the potential only changes, barring an absolutely phenomenal performance from Pakistan tonight. But that's all for today, guys. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed tonight's game, and I really hope Pakistan come out there with some freedom, play some big shots, entertain, and if they can put on 450 plus, it's going to be a hell of a game. So enjoy tonight, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow.